Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a circuit that demands absolute precision, bravery, and just a little bit of luck. Tonight I'm your host, Sagar Bakshi. It's green here at the Miami Autodromo Internazionale. Side by side, there goes Sean Stan, the Stanman, and the 000 as well.
Papa Green made up 3 positions in 2 laps. With Leslie Simpkins now throws his elbows out at Drew.
Good evening, and welcome to one of the greatest and most demanding circuits in all of the world. Where tonight the Sausage Dodgers bring round 4 of the Porsche Cups to one of the most iconic circuits in the world. Bathurst is a track that demands respect. From the long run up the mountain straight to the technical challenge across the top of the mountain and the high-speed commitment required on the run back down. This is a circuit where precision, confidence, and discipline have to come together every single lap. And in Porsche machinery, that challenge becomes greater. These cars demand strong braking, clean rotation, and total commitment on corner exits. And at a place like Mount Panorama, there's almost no margin for error. One mistake can cost a position. A bigger one will end your race. With the championship now into round 4, the pressure is building. The points are more important. And tonight's race could become a major moment in the season. This is Sausage Dodgers Racing. This is Bathurst. Let's go, folks. Thank you very much for joining, everybody. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you as always. Welcome to Mount Panorama, a track that is steeped in history, founded in 1938, unchanged since 87. 3.8 miles or 6.2 kilometers of absolute speed and commitment. Track temperature is only 22 degrees Celsius, air temp 19 degrees Celsius. I'm your host, Sagar Bakshi, taking you from green to checkered flag. Couple keys to the race for you tonight. Obviously, number 1, respect the mountain. Bathurst is going to punish drivers who get greedy, so make sure that you don't ask too much of it. Maximize your exit onto the Conrad straight. Key number 2, pretty simple. Make sure you get the forced elbow right. Be disciplined under braking because it rewards drivers who are confident but controlled on the brake pedal. At Bathurst, that matters most at Griffin's Bend, the Chase, and Murray's Corner. Number 4 is building the race, letting it come to you instead of forcing the issue. making sure that you don't ask too much of the mountain and you give it that respect it deserves. As we get qualifying coming to a close, we have a few drivers out there still twiddling their thumbs, trying to get the last couple of laps in. Lewis Butler not doing good through Sector 2. Can he marginally improve through Sector 3? Let's see what it looks like for Butler. Casado finds... Where does Casado end up? Down in P15 at the end of things. Lewis Butler going to round this one up. Probably fall back to P3 at the end of the day. Take a look at our championship points. For the Barum Engines Porsche Cup Round 4 at Mount Panorama, it's Miguel Cerita Toledo, and then Lewis Butler in P2, 3 points back. 2 points back is going to be Mert Menderes. Kovalev in 4th, Mark Richards in 5th, Hakamte, Piper, Marchenko, Surov, Osmodelson, Corbett, Sur, McCarthy, Yakan, Timzek, Kloarek, Williams, and Casado round out our top 19 there. Go straight into our starting grid. It'll be Philip Ansel and Toledo, who started in P2, Mert Menderes and Lewis Butler, and then Leo Kovalev. Mert Menderes and Leslie Simpkins on the 3rd row. What can Mert do from P5? James Piper and Isaac Fairweather on the 4th row. Row number 6, Dan Miller and Thomas Jejong. Mikhail Surhov and Oscar Corbett, the Lonely Sausage Dodger. Mark Richards, Tim Williams trying to keep him company on row number 7. Alberto Casado and Marino Kloarek on row number 8. Following that on row 9, Mark Richards and Vladislav Marchenko. Row number 10 goes to Kasper Wazowski and Thomas P. Hines. Row number 11, Andres Timzik and Sam Marshall. Row 12, that's going to be for Uncle Lloyd. And we get ready for the lights to go out here at Bathurst, folks. Drivers rev their engines, and it's green, green, green here at Mount Panorama for heat number 1, the Barum Engines Porsche Cup. Butler tries to get his elbows out, doesn't try, he does with Toledo, and it's all looking green and clean for the race start coming through the first corner of Hell's Corner. Down the mountain straight we go racing up towards Corey Bend now. Butler trying to do anything he can to get up to Ansel in the lead of this one. 7/10 the margin and gaining. Let's take a look at Isaac Fairweather further back as he's got a fleet of sausage dodgers surrounding him right now. A little bit of an undulation going on as Thomas Zhang disconnects but rejoins back onto the racetrack in 10th position. Leo Kovalev in 4th position. No orders have really changed up too much on the good of things so far. Mr. Tim Williams trying to chase down anybody he can. Right now, it's only been one, and he's got one done on his teammate of Mark Richards in the 420. Running P5 in the championship currently. Could be running a lot better at the end of the day. Don't forget about Piper and Isaac Fairweather right now. They run alongside each other. through the kink, out of the Conrad, straight down the chase. And the braking zone. Is Piper going to go for the move in the 999? Not this time around. Pretty calm race, all things considered, folks. I expected to see a lot more drama on the race start, but the Sausages managed to keep it very calm, cool, and collected. James Piper continues to try to find the daylight on Isaac Fairweather. Here going up the hill at Gherkins Mount, Reed Park, Solomon Park aren't really the opportunities to make something happen. In fact, James Piper finds the worst of that deal and loses out ground to Fairweather up ahead, and was even combating with Dan Miller, the South African driver, for just a moment, who's bouncing and banging his way through the S's after Skyline. Oh, big drama, big drama. That's Thomas DeJong. Sausage Dodgers replay of what happened here just clips the wall, I think, coming down in the mountain. No, just gets on the loud pedal, and then everybody able to narrowly avoid the incident. What a job from everybody on the field. And gotta give credit where credit is due. Here comes Toledo, and a little bit of trouble is Lewis Butler right up the road. New fast laps trickle in. 2.5 seconds, the gap between Ansel and Lewis Butler. Last lap, best lap for Ansel. It's going to be 2:03.53 that last time by. Andrew Kesterton, welcome to the YouTube chat. Phil Brown, welcome to the YouTube chat. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for your love and support. Look at this sandwich of sausages right now. They've got Tim Williams and Mark Richards trying to work with Casado right now. Casado is up 2 positions on his charge currently in that number 7. Will the sausages help him, or will it be to his detriment to be caught in the sausage sandwich? Kovalev leads the pack from 4th down. Leslie Simpkins, Isaac Fairweather, and James Piper in this 3-way battle. Taking a look again at James Piper and that 999 as he continues to look at that Picasso-themed vehicle in front of him and no longer wants to see his Starry Night. Piper looks at the inside, under braking from a long way back, bumps doors at the chase. The 18's going to rejoin the racetrack and give a hip check to the 999, keeps his foot in it. The 83 is off the track himself. 999, the 998 watches and waits as the whole thing unfolds in front of Oscar Corbett. Bert Menderes now leads the Leo Kovalev train. I asked earlier on what he could do from P5. Well, here's the answer. He can find P4. But how long will he be able to stave off the competition for, or will he need to worry about that? Because Kovalev has Leslie Simpkins keeping him company in the background. Fairweather looks for a move on Simpkins, but Simpkins defends fair and hard at Forest elbow. What do you call it? Do you call it Bentley corner, Forest elbow, the BMW, the M3 corner? What do you call the third to last corner here at Mount Panorama? Let me know in the chat. .399 leading the 18. Leslie Simpkins out here for blood tonight by the looks of it. And don't forget, this is only one heat of 2 tonight. The reverse grid taking effect as well. Thomas DeJong a lap down, and that'll be Andreas Timjik. Coming out of pit road. On the rear bumper of Leslie Simpkins here. And there's the move coming through the chase, the cutting, excuse me. Side by side, no longer, as the 18 takes advantage of the sweet opportunity presented going through the cutting. Dan Miller there also waiting in the wings for his opportunity to stray. He's been patient as could be. James Piper hasn't reflected the same, though, this race. Let's see if James can tune it down just a little bit and express a little bit of patience in this event. Perhaps he'll get those points just handed to him on a platter. As the mountain continues to claim lives, we've only seen one real big accident take place. We've seen some minor tussles with the barrier, a little kiss here or there, but nothing egregious. Halfway point in the race. Want to give a big shout out and thanks to our title sponsor of this event, Barum Engines. For all your engine needs, classic and competitions, look to no further than reaching out to Barum Engines, folks. Fairweather and Kovalev drag down the front straight. Going down to the held corner, the 187 is going to have the inside line, the favorable line. And who's going to get pushed out into the dirt? Nobody. They managed to keep it clean coming through hell down the mountain straight. It's going to turn into advantage for the 1-8 of Isaac Fairweather, not for Leo Kovalev in the 187. Leslie Simpkins sees the writing on the wall right now and knows he has to get through and get the job done before these two slow each other down. And there goes the move. It'll be done and dusted. One done. The 399 of Leslie Simpkins finds one position. Can he find two now? Andrew Kesterton says it's officially Forest elbow, by the way. Alberto Casalo has been the sauce of the sausage sandwich for quite some time. As I'm sure he's not thrilled with that. Here comes a side-by-side battle between Piper and Miller. The 21 and the 999 of James Piper come down the Conrad straight into the kink. Wow, over the curbs, and there goes the 21 of Dan Miller. He's going to go around into the kitty litter. And that could have been a lot worse for Miller. Butler doing a little bit of weaving down the front stretch. Defends into Quarry Bend. Against the 31 of Miguel Cercia Toledo. All 6 of these laps have gone the way of Ansel so far. And it doesn't look like there's going to be any doing to stop him other than the reverse grid. Jim Williams having a bit of an incident. Let's see if we can get a replay of what happened here. This will be Williams and Casado going door to door. Oh, and Williams gives a little touch to Casado there. I think he'll slow down to give the position back to Casado at Quarry Bend. Marcus spun in the 420. Thank you very much. Let's get a replay of what happened here to Mark Richards. Mark Richards in that sausage sandwich. Oh no, this is that skyline all over again. Coming down, gets on the loud pedal. Where have we seen that before? But thankfully no damage. Oh my goodness. How long does he sit here for? Oh, a little bit of damage. Just a hair of damage for Richards there. Fairweather and Simpkins, though. 18 of Fairweather and the 39.9 of Leslie Simpkins. Still nose to tail. Simpkins running in 6th. Fairweather in 5th, up 3. On the good of things, drivers gaining a significant amount of positions today. Not a whole lot really being lost through the field. Dan Miller down 6, unfortunately, and Mark Richards down 4 after his thriller moment. Four minutes remain on the clock. That means we'll get this one plus one more. Drivers just have 2 attempts to get their attacks completed. .2036 and 2036 coming out from Butler and Toledo. Now, this shakes things up going into the next heat because we have the reverse grid format coming up. And what does this mean for the championship also? Currently Les with a net gain of 0. Now the battle thickens up a little bit between Piper and the Sausage Dodger. Leslie Simpkins doing everything he can to keep back the likes of Piper. I want to give a big shout out and thanks to everybody in our Patreon. Thank you so much for your guys' patronage, no pun intended. Here comes Piper trying to get that switchback engaged on the 399, but when he applies the throttle, couldn't get the traction down in time to get through on the momentum that was carried by the Porsche ahead of Leslie Simpkins. White flag being waved from Barney the flagman, furious and ferociously. Miguel Toledo challenges Butler for the lead. Down the mountain straight, Toledo goes forward into P2. Butler trying to do anything he can to relinquish P2 himself. How can he overcome this ironic mountain that he has to climb in just one lap? Here comes Butler up the hill. His charge looks good until he lets off the throttle, it looks like, and the gap comes back down. 0.2 of a second. 0.3, closing down at Skyline. Now to the S's. A look through the dipper. Now the only place you can make a move stick. Coming through the Conrad straight. Butler tries to go to the outside line. The 38 looking for a move. Is it on? Yes, it is. The 38 gets a nose ahead. Into the braking though. The squeeze is on from the 31. They bump and bang doors. The 31 is off into the grass. And it will go the way of Louis Butler for P2. Up ahead. And Sal's going to take home P1. Battle still continuing. Casper Wazowski and Thomas P. Hines gonna drag this one out to the line. The number 19 and the 15 come together. The 19 ahead, but just narrowly now into the wall. We'll get the unofficial results posted in just a second, but man, what a battle for P2, says Phil Brown. Absolutely great stuff here at SDR. The unofficial results posted here. It's Philip and Sal, Lewis Butler, Miguel Toledo, the 1, 2, 3 at Mount Panorama. Armanderas, Isaac Fairweather, Leslie Simpkins, James Piper, Kovalev, Surov, Corbett, Williams, Miller, McCarthy, Marchenko, Richards, Casavo, Hines, Wazowski, Butler, and Marshall round out our top 20. And Clark, Timjek, and DeJong. We're in a brief 5-minute warm-up, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. If you like what you see, folks, if you want to get involved in any of the Sausage Dodgers racing, go ahead and support the stream. Scan one of those QR codes. The support the stream QR code will take you directly to our PayPal to keep the lights on here at Sausage Dodgers Racing. QR code on the bottom right-hand side of your screen will take you directly to our SimGrid, where you can get injected to our championships and go directly to the race. Tonight, I'm your host, Sagar Bakshi, taking you from green to checkered flag. As always, on behalf of Sausage Dodgers Racing, I appreciate you being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and get notifications for when Sausage Dodgers Racing, or AK Esports, goes live next. Take a look at the weather tonight as well. Track temperature has stayed the same at 22 degrees. The air temperature, though, has gone up to 19 degrees. So let's see what that's going to do for the longer session for the drivers here tonight. Marino Clark taking a little bit of a breather here on pit road. Sam Marshall getting his laps in. Let's take a look at that starting grid, shall we? Oscar Corbin and Mikhail Surhov line the first row. On the second, it's going to be Leo Kovalev and James Piper. Row number 3 belongs to Leslie Simpkins and Isaac Fairweather. Further back, it's going to be Mert Menderes and Mr. Miguel Cerceda Toledo. Lewis Butler and Philip N. Zhao. Tim Williams, Dan Miller, the number 21 driver. Jack McCarthy and Vladislav Marchenko. Mark Richards, Alberto Casado on the 8th row here. At Mount Panorama, it's going to be a challenge to get anything done from there. On 9, Thomas P. Hines and Kasper Wazowski, Lloyd Butler and Sam Marshall. Or number 11 from Reno Clark and Tim Jack. Green, green, green is the flag in the air. And we're going to go 3 wide already. And Leslie Simpkins wants nothing to do with that until the exit of Hell Corner when it's green and clean for him to find a way through. On James Piper, narrowly. It's going to be side by side between the duo going down the front stretch here and now into the braking zone of Quarry Bend. Who's going to come out on top? The 998 is narrowly in front. Here we go. Mikhail Surhov, Oscar Corbett, wheel to wheel going into the cutting. Around the outside, there's something to be said about that, but the 187, and we've got a parking lot here at the cutting, and there's no way through for half the field. It is a literal parking lot. The 187 of Leo Kovalev has got nowhere to go. This leaves a very big, distinct pack of drivers to duke it out. The 420 and the 24. No, Leslie Simpkins tumbles down the order. The 399 was doing so well. What happened to Les? And it looks like Les may have done this all. Oh, no, he checked up. And he was touched from behind. It looks like the 38 behind may have gone into him. Marino Clark, number 16, and Uncle Lloyd Butler at the kink. Marino is through. Lloyd Butler tries to follow suit. Kasper, what are you doing, Mr. Kasper Wazowski? Up 6 positions on his charge through the field. While Corbett and Surhov escape into the distance with a 2.3 second gap. Here comes Wazowski and Dan Miller. Wheels into the grass for Miller as he tries to leave enough racing breath for an elephant to stampede through down the mountain straight. Philip Ansell, number 48 driver ahead of Isaac Fairweather, but behind Lewis Butler. Ansel up 5 positions, sees Louis Butler up the road. This time Lewis has the advantage. Can he maintain it? It's only 2/10 up the road. We've seen Ansel pull out faster laps in his sleep, apparently. Thomas DeJong and Thomas P. Hines, both in the mix for 18th and 19th, further down the order than they both would like to be at this point in time. 205 trickling in from leader, 206 for Corbett, but down the order it's 204.3 for Ansel, fastest lap of the race. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy like a pogo stick goes the 15 of Thomas P. Hines. Opens the door at turn 1. Hell corners braking belongs to the 333 of Thomas DeJong. Fair weather in Toledo. Where have we seen this before? All of race 1, they were doing things like this, and they're going to continue to do things like this. Up the inside goes the 31. The door was quickly shut by the 18. Mikhail Surhov with a 1.6 second gap to Oscar Corbett leaves Mert Menderes in P3 to pick up what's remaining. Thank you very much to our Patreon subscribers in that tier 1 category. Leslie Simpkins, Andrew Kenny, Mark Richards, Jack McCarthy, Simon Darch, and Richard Beaton. Oh no, and Casado has a moment. Might have been an incident with Leo Kovalev here. No, Kovalev has his own incident. And here's what happened to Casado. Oh, all by his lonesome at the chicane. Uncle Lloyd, what am I saying? Uncle Lloyd has Lewis Butler up in P4 right now. Uncle Lloyd loses a position now to the 333 of Thomas DeJong. And Uncle Lloyd got to pick up the pieces right now. The 15 is about to attack Thomas P. Hines. Come on, Uncle Lloyd, you can do it. Defend hard, defend fair, and drive fast. Butler closes down his gap on Mert Menderes and Oscar Corbett. Cork in the bottle on this lap. Wonder what it's going to take for the drivers to be able to get around Corbett. Marino Clark in the YouTube chat said the walls are scary here. Here comes Mert. Get a little bit of a squeeze there to Lewis Butler. And Butler late on the brakes. Later on the brakes. It's got to be Philip Ansel. And that was a long way back to make that one work, but he's going to follow Lewis through. I know this is a very long race. We have a long way left to go, but I want to know your predictions. Who's going to come out on top for heat number 2, the feature race this evening? Oh my goodness. Oscar Corbett, Lewis Butler, gotta be a little bit patient, my friend. The mountain pass is not where you want to make a move. .998 of Oscar Corbett leads the 35 of Butler and Sell right behind. Lewis Butler with a tiny mistake at Forrest's elbow loses 2 positions to Philip Ansell and Mert Menderes. Lewis Butler with a send of a century. He's in too deep. Wowza. Mert Menderes is through. He hip checks Toledo off the race surface, and Toledo loses a handful to the detriment of no one except for his own. Jack McCarthy and Mark Richards gain 2 positions out of the end of the day. These guys are probably frothing at the mouth right now, saying, keep that up. Williams Piper into hell. Williams defended the best he possibly could before hell corner, but to no avail as James Piper is able to get the move. Can he do anything with the draft now? Tim Williams, the 797, trying to fly like a Boeing down the mountain straight around the outside. That Quarry Bend doesn't work out for Williams there. It's a pretty flat corner. Same can be said about going up into the cutting. Once you get to the outside groove, it just fades away from you so dramatically. Piper through on Williams now. Back over to the 3 wide at the Forest elbow. Holy smokes. And Sal Fairweather Corbett 3 abreast. .998 of Oscar Corbett. Lewis Butler in the 35 and Isaac Fairweather coming through the kick, the big bounce, catches the 18 off guard, and he's going to slide straight off the racetrack. Miguel Toledo at the inside, turn number 1 in the 31. And Thomas P. Hines and James Piper enjoy their wheel-to-wheel bout. Coming down into turn 1, the switchback looks good for the 15. He might have the better run going down in the braking zone of Quarry Bend. Alberto Casado and Marino Clark here. As Alberto Casado grows a little impatient with number 16 up ahead that believes that the walls are scary here at Panorama. Mert Menderes, what are you doing, my friend? Causing some trouble and some havoc here for the 998, it would seem. Oscar Corbett keeps on dropping like a stone in a pond. Side draft is definitely a thing in these Porsche Cups. See how well it works out for the 998 into the Corey bend. Big clatter with the wall from the 691. That's going to hurt his charge. Philip Ansel, Miguel Surov, Lewis Butler, the 1, 2, 3 as Butler escapes with his life to P3. Thomas DeJong, one of the drivers that was caught up in the roadblock at the cutting. Actually up 9 positions currently. There we go. Toledo gets the move done on Oscar Corbett before we got to the final chicane. And a very early pit stop here for Miguel Toledo. Long pit stop here for Toledo. A couple of others, Isaac Fairweather and Leslie Simpkins, the 18 and the 399 come down pit road. Cycles them out behind the 999 of Piper. That'll be the first of the pit stops being made tonight. I'm not seeing a moment for Dan Miller that came up. It was this one from way further back. Here's Dan Miller's accident as he's behind the 31. Oh! That is the strangest. Oh, he clipped the inside wall. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was 3 laps back. Here we go. Pit lane's becoming alive. Who's coming in? Who's coming out? Who's doing what? Mark Medeiros, Mark Richards are into pit lane. Splitting this one down the middle, right at the 20-minute mark, basically. Now the question is, tires, no tires? Track position is everything here at the mountain. And 691 decides no tires necessary. Mark Medeiros back out onto the racing surface. Lewis Butler, or is that Lloyd Butler downtown? That is Uncle Lloyd. He's got Sam Marshall ahead of him, the 404. These two might be equally matched on the racetrack as well. Around the same I rating even. Mount Panorama is one of those circuits that owes its existence to the pioneering vision of one man, Bathurst Mayor Martin Griffin. He was enthused by racing at the Vale and Peel circuits, which used public roads in around the time in the 1930s. Griffin therefore hatched the plans for a new course to begin in Australia. Here we go. Battle's becoming alive now. 369 Uncle Lloyd goes for the late move on the 404. Can he even make the apex? What a send! That triggers an immediate pit stop there. I think if I got sent from downtown, I would definitely be coming down pit road. Again, pit lane now alive more than ever. Kasper Wazowski comes out with around Uncle Lloyd. Uncle Lloyd should know better than to defend this position from the number 19. The two drivers on completely different strategies here. And what? Don't tell me, Mert, you ran out of fuel. Mert? Mert. Do not tell me you ran out of fuel at the top of the mountain. I am speechless. Mert Medeiros runs out of fuel coming in on an extra lap. Mikhail Surov, Lewis Butler, Oscar Corbett, Jack McCarthy, and Tim Williams, well, they don't make the same mistake. I saw the damage on Medeiros. Didn't see Oh, wait, hold on. Mert Madera's entered pit lane. Mert Madera's left pit lane twice. Hold on. Let's see what happens here. No, he just runs out of fuel. He just runs out of fuel. Big tap on the wall, yes, but I just suspect that because I don't see any other incident come up. Whoa, what a hook there from Casper through the Dippa. It's like the 19 is pretty planted there. Looking for a top 10. Alberto Casado trying to thwart those plans for the 19 of Kasper Wazowski. Now, a little mistake there opens an opportunity for Alberto Casado to attack. Going into the final corner, Murray's opens the door like a can opener, the 7, and jars it open in front of the 19, slams the door shut before we get to the breaking of hell. Miguel Cerqueda Toledo in P4 currently. Chases down Mikhail Surhov. Up the road there, just separated by a couple of tenths. That'll be Uncle Lloyd and Sam Marshall all over again. Or no, that's Thomas P. Hines ahead of Uncle Lloyd. $2:03.9. Despite having used worn, damaged goods, still seems that Philip Ansel, number 48, still has tremendous pace with him. Into the braking. Who's going to defend harder? It's always one of those things, especially at Forest Elbow. Kasper Wazowski, Thomas DeJong. And Leslie Simpkins. In the background of the 333, Thomas DeJong here. Just under or just over 10 minutes left on the clock, everybody. Few drivers have had poor runs of things this evening. Others, well, have looked to be heroes. Thomas DeJong has been slow but steady tortoise today. Might be the hard charger with 11 up. Down 2 positions, down 4 positions for Oscar Corbett, but he's done a lot of good damage limitation, in my opinion. Started out in the lead of this event, but really had to contend with some of the fastest drivers on the field early on in his stint. Corbett might be my driver of the session or driver of the day for me if he can bring it home in the top 5. Oscar Corbett hopefully can run a slow and steady race today. Be the tortoise, not the hare. Everybody believes you to be. Leslie Simpkins right now chases Thomas DeJong. The 399 up ahead. Marino Kloraric and Lloyd Butler. Thomas P. Hines coming through the Quarry Bend. Oh, Marino Kloraric having a non-existing moment there. Rejoin the racetrack. Tim Williams can choose to work together with a fellow countryman and teammate of Mark Roach's, but I have a feeling like it's not going to be so easy for Williams to hold on to those points. Here we go. Down the hill as we approach the final 5 minutes. Things have definitely quieted down. It's been such a calm race here for the Sausage Dodgers. It's been more than I could have ever have asked for. Let's give a big shout out and thanks to our title sponsor tonight, Barum Engines. Thank you very much to Barum for their support of the Sausage Dodgers organization. Tim Williams leads Mark Richards still. Check back in with Marino Kloraric and his tussle with Uncle Lloyd. These inline sixes sound so amazing. Charging up the hill, rolling through the hills. Burt Mandera's crashed. What happened here to Mert? This will be his second crash of the evening, right before pit road. And where does that put Mert Banderas? Driver who normally does so well, down 14 positions in P21 now. Now, things are coming undone for the sausages. Here's another one. Isaac Fairweather this time. At Forest Elbow. Bunk. Now we should always get this bonus lap halfway through this one. So this lap plus one more. And that'll be it for round 4 of the Barum Engines Porsche Cup presented by Sausage Dodgers Racing. Mark Richards, looking for an attack, backs off at Skyline. One and a half minutes left when the leader crosses the line by the looks of it. No, Ansel crosses the line now, gets the white flag from Barney. And that'll be it as we cross the stripe. Philip Ansel going for the back-to-back wins. The Swedish man has driven this one to perfection today and continues to do so. Let's check in with Mikhail Surhov and Oscar Corbett because they're not done with deciding who's best of the rest. Before goes the way of Oscar Corbett, Mikhail Surhov backs out of it for just a blink of an eye. A little bit of damage to Mikhail. And that front nose damage is going to slow him down into Corey Bend. Philip Ansaldo continues to impress us with his charge through the field. Race 2, or the feature race, wasn't as easy as the first one, but he managed to get through with style and grace. Philip Ansel takes the back-to-back win for Sausage Dodgers Racing. As the drivers cross the line, we'll get the unofficial results posted here in just a second. Reminder to not go anywhere. We have the drivers' interviews coming up in just a few moments. Here are the unofficial results. Ansel took the win. Lewis Butler in P2. Miguel Toledo in P3. Oscar Corbett took home P4 for Sausage Dodgers Racing, in the chain of Sausage Dodgers down from Oscar Corbett, Jack McCarthy, then Mikhail Surov, Tim Williams, Mark Richards, Alberto Casado, Thomas DeJong, Isaac Fairweather, Branislav Marchenko, Leslie Simpkins, Kasper Wazowski, Leo Kovalev, Marino Clark, Lloyd Butler, Andres Chimchik, Martin Menderes, Sam Marshall rounding out the top 20. Thomas behinds Dan Miller and James Piper rounding out the rest. We got Lewis Butler and Miguel Toledo ready to talk to us. Let's go ahead and talk to Mr. Toledo first. Miguel Toledo, it's a pleasure to talk to you as always, my friend. Congratulations on a hard-fought P3 for the feature race. Talk to us about how you're able to do it for Alteris Motorsports.
Hi again. A tough race, tough guys in front of me, a little bit dirty, waving on the straights, but I don't care. I start training today because I hasn't at home, so it's just racing 2P3, so it's okay for me.
It looked like a hard race, that's for sure, but there's plenty of it left on the table. Was there anything that you could have done to challenge Philip Ansel for the lead? His pace was, well, just phenomenal tonight.
Nah, the Philip was on another level, and I can reach that time just training today, so... on the first race, I just try to start and follow him all I can with no crashing, but I don't know how to start. So Luis got my position, and then we were fighting all the race. We had similar pace. Maybe he has a little bit more than me, but with the catch up in this circuit is quite easy to follow anyone, and I have a little bit more on the downhill. So I reached him to the in the last straight, and it was a good race.
Great race indeed. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out or anybody you'd like to thank, Toledo?
Yeah, I would like to congrats my teammates because they won a presential tournament here in Spain, the 24-hour of grid. I don't know if you know him, but they won the race, and it was an amazing pace. They were first with no challenge, so I mean they are the best. So just to let anyone know.
Thank you very much, Miguel. Have a great night, and as always, stay safe out there, my friend.
See you.
Next up, we're going to bring in Lewis Butler to the broadcast booth. Lewis Butler, talk to us about your race and how things went for you out in P2 at the end of the day. Can't feel too remiss about that one.
Yeah, how are you doing, Sagar? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Yeah, how does it feel to be out of the rig finally after, basically an hour in the mountains?
Oh, sweating, man. Bathurst is obviously such a demanding track. Obviously, it was obviously going to be really tricky. Philip Ansel obviously had a really good pace. Obviously, through both races. I was just picking my battles though. Obviously, I wasn't too interested in him. Obviously, my only focus right now is trying to beat Miguel, and I managed to do it in the first race. Only just obviously made a mistake at turn one that obviously invited him straight back into it. Obviously, really close racing. Managed to get Peter in that first race. And yeah, in the second race, what happened at T4? I still need to go over that, but yeah, that was very close. My race could have easily been ended there, and I wouldn't have been too happy about that. But yeah, obviously just picking my battles. Worked well, getting P2 both races. Not too angry about that. Obviously gained points on Miguel, which is always nice at the end of the day. So yeah, it was cracking racing.
Absolutely. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out or anybody you'd like to thank, Lewis?
Everybody that watches, obviously always appreciate it. Always appreciate the drivers putting on a show each time, even though maybe not be the cleanest sometimes, but it is always good fun, especially in the reverse grid format. But yeah, appreciate you, Sagar, and see you soon.
Take care, Lewis. Thank you so much.
See ya.
That's going to do it for us here from the Sausage Dodgers and AK Esports broadcast booth. Folks, it's been a pleasure to take you from green to checkered flag, but all good things have to come to an end, and so shall this. Have a great night, everybody. Join us this Thursday for GT3 action at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. BST for GT3 action at also Mount Panorama. Have a great night, everybody, and as always, stay safe out there. Goodbye for now.